A few weeks ago, I announced that I got into the Dirty Kansas 200-mile race in the beginning of June. What I didn't know then was that the name of the race was actually changed to Unbound Gravel. So sorry about that. In my previous video, I had mentioned that I had some issues with the fact that I actually signed up for this race. So it looks like I'm going to Dirty Kansas. Now, why is this an issue? Number one, I don't own a gravel bike. Number two, I have never even been on a gravel bike. But I have good news. I bought a bike. So I took it to the newest, coolest bike shop in Las Vegas that is owned by my good friend Joseph Gary. A few years ago, he coached me to a podium finish at my first tough race, Loader Jaw. And for the past few years, I've followed him all over town from bike shop to bike shop, so he could be the only one who works at my bikes. Here he is, following his dreams, and he's opening up his very own bike shop. Come April 1st and any day thereafter, if you need anything bike related while you're in Las Vegas, head on down to Swanee Cycles. So I got to be the first customer with a brand new bike build at Swanee's, and Joseph and Zabi did an amazing job. Drum roll please. On my new Vaast bike. So let me just tell you a few cool things about this bike before I explain why I chose this one to get me to the finish line of one of the longest and most difficult one-day races in America. First of all, this bike is made from magnesium. So I know what you're thinking, for some of you who haven't heard of magnesium bikes. Doesn't magnesium catch fire? Well, this isn't your typical magnesium that you use in high school chemistry class. It's a little bit more sturdy. It's actually designed to melt if it gets too hot, but it won't melt until it reaches like 600 degrees, and even living in Las Vegas, I'm not too worried about that. There were some other brands in the past that made magnesium bikes, but over time corrosion became an issue. With the Vaast bikes, they use pure magnesium elements along with a ceramic coating on the inside and the outside of the frame, so that puts the possibility of corrosion of these Vaast bikes at about the same as an aluminum bike. Another cool thing I found out when researching these bikes is it takes 40% less energy to produce these bikes compared to, let's say, their carbon fiber competitors. And at the end of its lifespan, it is 100% recyclable. So that's incredible. Magnesium is 75% less dense than steel and 33% less dense than aluminum, which puts these bikes at about the same weight as carbon bikes. But the most amazing thing about this bike is its affordability compared to its carbon fiber competitors. I have mentioned before that I am always keen on a good deal, so it should come as no surprise that that was my #1 objective when I decided to begin my search for a gravel bike. So let's move on to the weird story on how the stars just seemed to align and why I decided to buy this bike. A couple months ago, I posted a video on TikTok that happened to go viral. I also posted on Instagram Reels that it went viral there as well. So thanks everybody. I can see that all I have to do is hurt myself and you guys just love that. But anyway, an old friend from high school came across that video and reached out to me. I realized that he works for Vaast Bikes, which is a company I'd never heard of before. A couple weeks after that, I announced I'm doing Dirty Kansas, but I need a gravel bike, and he said I should check these bikes out. So I reached out to a local friend of mine who knows a ton about bikes and asked him for some recommendations, and Vaast Bikes was also one of the bikes he recommended. So I was like, interesting. And then a day after that, that same friend realized a mutual friend of ours in Las Vegas, Rob Hutchinson from Hutch's Bike, was selling refurbished Vaast bikes. And by refurbished, I mean probably just returned, because I don't think anyone's ever rode this bike. It is brand new out of the box. I got a pretty stellar deal on it, and it just seemed like the universe was telling me to get this bike, and so I got it without putting too much thought into it. And what's even cooler is I knew Joseph was opening up his bike shop at this point, and he created a partnership with Rob Hutchinson. So if anyone wants to check out these Vaast bikes or possibly buy one, you can head on down to Swanee Cycles because you can find them there. I know this bike isn't perfect for Unbound gravel because it is a one-buy, and I have been completely versed by numerous people that for a 200-mile gravel race, I'm gonna want a 2-buy. That way I have this extra gears to pedal when I get tired towards the end. But I bought this one specifically because I can upgrade it to a 2-buy. And yes, I know I have also been told that it's going to be near impossible to find the components right now. But have you tried to buy a gravel bike lately? Almost every brand is sold out and there's a wait list. So I'm ahead of the game. I actually have a bike, and for me that was the biggest hurdle that I had to overcome, so yay for that. So stay tuned for when I actually take this bike out and get it into the dirt, and hopefully I will be able to keep it upright. Just let me know in the comments if I should put padding on all of my joints, protect myself from myself.
Today you will become a man.